Hi, how are you doing? Hope you are well and safe and having a great day. I'm having a great day. I spent all morning playing around with the stencils and masking layers in Rebelle 5. I had a lot of fun and produced this oil painting of this sort of tree covered in vine leaves, and the vine leaves are all produced using the stencils. So how did I do it? Let's get into the video and find out. I'm in Rebelle and I'm doing something a bit different with the setup, so I thought I'd show you. I've got a canvas selected, but instead of the default colour, I'm going for this creamy colour below. I fancy using that today, so I'm just going to click on OK. Canvas size, just default A4 200 dots per inch, and I'm going to go in portrait mode. There we go. That's that. And the image that I want to use today, I go to reference image. I've already got it loaded in, so I should be able to just click on that. Oops, there we go. That away. And there we go. So I'm going to do an oil painting, but I'm going to use I'm going to use some stencils actually on it, and I'm also going to use the masking tool as well. I just fancy giving that a go, and I'm going to create some stencils to work with the leaves. Well, I've already actually created the stencils. I'll show you them in a while, but let's get straight into it. I'm kind of interested with what I could do with this. I'm wondering if I should just use knives as an as I'm sort of experimenting, and I want to begin by getting in the tree, not the sky. So knife soft, knife dry. What's that do? I want it big. I want a huge size. That's perhaps a bit too big. There we go. Is that paint too thick? Knife. Smooth. Let's try that. You know what? I'm going to go with a knife. Oh, knife oily. Just going to clear the canvas, start again. I'm just playing around. I think I like the knife dry. Yeah, let's go with that one. Let's clear it again. And I'm going to work with the colour wheel. I'm going to have the pigment mixing on. And I kind of almost like that purple colour. This sort of early sunset scene. I want to just get this tree in really quick. It's a bit tricky getting a sharp edge on both sides of the image. You have to sort of twist your hand. I'm using a Wacom Cintiq 16-inch tablet for this. Could probably, there's probably a way of sort of changing the angle. I should just use the paint now, really, of this. This knife, I bet there is. I'm going to just bring this edge in with this. all exciting stuff. I want to keep, the reason I've chosen this yellow colour, I want to keep some of that colour in the actual painting. Keep it showing. Right, back to this sort of purple colour. Let's get this branch in. There we go. Now, that's sort of where I want to go with the tree at this point. All good stuff. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this a masking layer. So what I mean by that is I'm just going to click on the M here and choose mask opaque. Do I want to mask the actual tree out? Yes, so mask opaque is what I want. And then I'm going to create a new layer. Click on this little dot, and that will be influenced by this masking layer. So I go to my dry palette knife, max out the size, pick a bluey colour. I can just put strokes in, look, and it's not going to be affected. It's not going to mix in with that, with the tree. So I can get this really nice sky, and those thick brush strokes aren't affected at all. In the tree, that just stays nice and thick like that. I do like painting trees. It seems to be what I'm into at the minute. You probably noticed that I've been painting a lot of trees lately because I've been going out and doing a lot of been a mate of mine. I've been taking our iPads out and sketching live in the field, as it were. Really good stuff. We're going out every Friday. Our iPads. And just experimenting, really. And I was amazed because I've done it a couple of times, but not very often. But I was actually amazed at how natural it feels to draw with an iPad instead of a sketch pad. And I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to see the screen because of the light, issues with the light and what have you. But now it was nice and bright. So that, go back onto my masking there. That's locked. So let's unlock that. So I can just turn the mask off so I can paint on it again. Just want to oops, that's not what I want to do. It's not letting me paint on it. Why is it not letting me paint on it? Just turn that off as well. Oh, because that layer is under this layer. Let's just swap them over. Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to kind of rough that edge up a bit. What all the knives have we got? Knife texture. Smooth. Ooh, that's all right. This one sort of break that up a bit. Or do I? Let's put it back under the sky. Yeah, that way around, I think. I'm just going to put a few little marks on here just to maybe that stump as well. Just to give the impression of where we're going. Yeah, I'm liking that so far. I like knives, and this one's a nice one because it's sort of it's got a nice sharp edge on the left and right side, so I can oops, in the branches. The thing is, how many of these do I put in? Try that dry knife again. That's the thing. I could go crazy. Now, what I want to do, I want to work on these leaves. I've sort of enhanced the photo quite considerably to bring out these little leaves of the vines that are growing up the tree, because I think that adds quite a bit to it, and I want to I want to try and do something with that. I think I'm just putting it off with these twigs and branches and things. I'm avoiding the inevitable because I don't know if it's going to work, and because it's a total experiment. I think I should give it a go. Right, okay, so I've made this stencil. Let's bring in the stencil. So window stencils, and this is the one that I've created. Just move that, shrink that out of the way, move that all there. And I have to say, the stencils are fiddly. Actually controlling them is, once you start to paint, they become a little bit fiddly, but you can resize them. See what I mean? You kind of hard to grab hold of. You can resize them by grabbing these 4 little arrows, shrinking them to size. So I thought this might be quite a funky way to get some leaves on here. You can move them with the top one, spin them round to get the angle you want. I wonder if there's a limit to the size. That's about as big as I want. And again, I'm going to create a layer for these, and I'm going to use them as a masking layer once I've got them painted in. So I want a nice bright colour, so I'm going to use a yellow just to paint them in to start with. Okay, I need to zoom in a bit, I think. And I'm going to use I think I'll just use an oil brush so I can get them on oil. Oops. Ooh, big brush didn't want it that big. That's it, just so I can get the colour on quick, really. And now this is the tricky bit, because if I try and move it, look, it does that. I wonder if there's a sort of a quick key you can press to grab the stencil. I don't know what it is. I've got it though now. And then if I keep just twisting these round, resizing it slightly, maybe moving it, just position it where I want, paint it. It doesn't look like a repeat pattern. Okay, quick way of just painting some leaves. I think sometimes it's easier just to use the E key to create an eraser. And also with stencils, you know, I can move this and say, right, I'm just going to position it so I can just paint this one leaf in. You don't have to do the old stencil, you know, like that. There we go. Let's put another one. I'll spin it round so it doesn't look like a repeat. I can flip them as well, so I can click on that, say flip horizontal. So that's a thing. Oh. Get that in. So you can make these stencils bigger, smaller. You could have one leaf, many leaves. Press the E key. There we go. So I'm just going to speed up the video and get these all done, because I think you'll find it quite tedious watching me do this. Okay, I think that will do for now. So I'm going to get rid of this stencil. I did discover that if I held the space bar down, touch the actual stencil itself, I could move it around and grab it much easier. And then once I'd selected it, it's easy to navigate around these menus. So I'm just going to remove that. So when we look at this picture now, we've got something that looks really kind of mechanical, and obviously the colours are all wrong and everything. So I'm going to make this a masking layer. And this time we want, what do I want to mask? I want to mask the outside and paint over the leaves. So I choose that option, which is mask transparent. Okay, create a new layer and click on this little dot to influence layer, and that should be influenced by this layer which we've created as a mask. And I can hide those leaves. Okay, I can choose a color which is not a million miles away from the actual tree color. We'll use a flat dry brush so we get nice thick oils. And look at that, straight away we're getting these leaves in, and I can mix the colour up a bit. Just put strokes in there. Put some dark blues in as well. Maybe some of this purple colour. Try and pick that up a bit. More of the green, because I want it quite subtle really. Maybe a smaller brush as well, so I can get, you can see actual strokes in there. Strokes of colour. There we go. A bit more mossy as well. You can see what's happening. That layer that we used, or the stencils we painted, we can now use to create this nice soft effects, but with thick oils. Oh, I'm using a brush, not the knife. Let's try the knife. Yeah, that puts some thick paint on as well. It's quite a bit of texture to those leaves. If I take the influence layer off as well, I can, I'm looking for a smudge actually. Not a smudge, something to sort of, let's use this same dry knife, but take the loading off so there's no paint. What does that do? Nothing. Nothing at all. I want to kind of just smudge this paint that we've got. I guess I could use it as a blending tool. I was hoping I could just sort of try the rake. Ah, that's nice. That's what I wanted to do. Just sort of, and you see what I'm doing? I'm just sort of scraping the paint away. In places, so it looks much more organic. A bit too much there. could create another layer. I could also make this influenced by this layer, the leaves, and paint sort of maybe a shadow underneath. Go back to the original dry knife. Oh, what have we got? I've got no paint on it. Oh, I took the paint off. Oh, did I? No, I need to change. Let's just undo that. I'll just clear that layer. I need to change the blend mode of this. So basically it's masking out the leaf. So now it won't paint on the leaf, but it will paint on the tree underneath it. That's what I'm looking for, you see. So I can put some sort of shadow underneath that if I wanted. Just add a bit more sort of texture just to define that a bit. And again, I can take the that's flashing. That was weird. What's going off there? I could take the influencer off, go back to my rake, smudge that a bit as well. Just to get a much more natural look. And blend those leaves in with my tree. There we go. And I'm thinking now I could put a lot more on there and maybe work on this layer a bit. Just take these off. Don't need them on now. Oh, that's the stencil layer. Just thinking we've got this nice sort of detail work on here. I've got to put more detail in it now. I think I can't not. So I'll just come back up onto this top layer. It's layer 5, and use the knife. Grainy. What does that do? Nothing unless I put paint on it. I'm thinking I should put some of these twigs around here as well. Use the Alt key to pick that green up, and see, add a few of these in here. Change the colour up a little bit, make it a bit lighter. There we go. Add a few twigs down here as well, I think. This is all done with a knife. If you want to see me or see how to actually make your own stencils, stick a comment below, and if I get in, and a like, let's promote. Let's promote the channel a bit. I never do. I never do enough for that, you know. Yeah, stick a like and a comment saying, yeah, let's see some how to make these stencils, Steve. And then if I get enough likes, comments, I'll do a video on how to make the stencils. But to be honest with you, you know what? I'll probably make it anyway. Just feeling I need some of this green over here. I use the Alt key to pick a colour. Just randomly. Do some squiggles and things. I could have a few leaves up here, couldn't I? I could bring that stencil back. If I show the stencil again, I could bring that stencil back. There we go. Shrink it down. Move it up here. Oops. Let's just paint it yellow. That was a panic. Oh my God. Why do I never save stuff? There we go. I could have probably added more stencils to this, you know. More leaves to the stencil to make it quicker. I think that'll do. Right, that I'm going to remove. That one, I'm going to remove that as well. Don't need that now. I'm going to hide the stencil. Go back to this layer, make it influenced by my masking layer again. If I just choose a sort of a green dry knife, doesn't seem to be being influenced. Why not? That is it's transparent. I think that's it. We're good to go. Yeah, that's it now. Yeah, I can back in business. Got to hide that again. I can also come back in here and just sort of put a bit more colour back in there if I think I've lost a bit too much. I think that adds a little bit of something to it. Get that rake. There's a blender. Off a little bit. I'm going to come right down to this layer down here now. I just think this isn't sort of fitting in with that. guess it's this layer. Let's take all of those off. Where that green layer is, do you think it's on the sky? Yes. Oh, the tree. Okay, I need to pick this colour up a bit. Tree. Rake stain. Right. Let's go back to my yeah, and I want to pick some of these sort of more olive type colours. Put that in there as well. In my field, I think that will enhance, sort of reflect those colours there a little bit. I wonder if that's behind the twigs. It is awesome. So I can, it's a bit darker, sort of. Breaking. I mean, it's not really detail, but I'm just putting in some more brush strokes just to kind of enhance the detail that we've got going off here, perhaps, maybe. Yeah. I think we're getting to the end of it. Bit of a panic in the middle there, but I'm enjoying fiddling. So yeah, that's kind of, I think this is it, you know. So basically using the masking layers and stencils to come up with this painting of a tree, which is really my favourite subject right now. As I said, let's just get this sign. And hopefully get a few more techniques that you can add to your arsenal of painting tips and tricks to use you're doing your own paintings. So there we go. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Got lots of videos like this, and I would love to be sharing them all with you. So don't forget, everybody, stay safe, stay sane, and keep painting. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.